Can you imagine paying $3 million for a single fish? This actually happened at the first bluefin tuna auction of the year in Tokyo. In just a few minutes, a 660-pound bluefin tuna was sold for over $3.1 million. That's more than a mansion in Beverly Hills. But why? Why would a creature you might see in a supermarket become one of the most expensive foods in the world, even more valuable than gold? Is it because of the buttery fat that melts on your tongue? Because just one delicate slice makes Michelin-starred chefs hold their breath? Or is it because this fish is being hunted so aggressively that governments have to step in to protect it? This isn't just a fish. It's a biological marvel, a luxury seafood icon, and the centerpiece of a billion-dollar industry where every cut of meat can cost hundreds or thousands of dollars. So why is bluefin tuna so expensive? Let's find out on Why So Expensive. The Ocean Supercar. Before we talk about million-dollar auctions, let's take a step back. What exactly is this creature? The bluefin tuna isn't your average fish. It can swim up to 40 miles per hour, outracing great white sharks and orcas. It can cross the Pacific Ocean in just a few weeks. It never truly sleeps. If it stops swimming, it stops breathing and dies. This is an ocean machine forged by millions of years of evolution. From something smaller than a pinky finger, it can grow to over 600 pounds and live up to 40 years. And here's the thing, the older it gets, the fattier its meat. And the fattier it gets, the more valuable it becomes. Think about it. A predator that crosses continents, born to roam oceans, and ends its journey as a $300 sushi bite melting on someone's tongue. An ancient obsession. Bluefin tuna isn't just food, it's a legend. Ancient Greeks etched it on coins for strength. Romans called it the fish of the gods. In Japan, over 2,000 years ago, fishermen risked their lives with spears to catch it, not just to eat, but to honor the ocean. But in the 20th century, reverence turned to industry. Giant ships and sonar hunted entire schools. As bluefin became rare, their price soared, from ancient coins to sushi worth more than diamonds. But to catch a tuna worthy of millions, that's a journey of its own. The million-dollar hunt. Catching a bluefin tuna isn't fishing. It's a high-stakes hunt. One mistake, and you've lost a fortune. In Oma, Japan, home to some of the world's most expensive bluefin tuna, fishermen still use traditional techniques. Fishermen use ancient hand lines and harpoons. No nets, no giant ships. At 3 a.m. in freezing waves, they wait for hours for one perfect fish. When sonar pings, they strike, sometimes diving in to spear the tuna right between the eyes. Why? A single thrash can ruin the meat, costing them $25,000 in seconds. Then comes the art of Ikejime, a swift spike to the brain for instant death, followed by bleeding in icy water to keep the flesh flawless. One dark spot? That's a $25,000 loss. They've got just 30 minutes to freeze it at -60 degrees Celsius, or the prized belly fat turns worthless. This is precision, passion, and pressure. where every move is money. The high-stakes auction. But catching the fish is only half the battle. Next comes the auction. In the U.S., the supply chain is simple. Fisherman to distributor to restaurant. Fast, efficient, but lacking fine control. Tuna in the U.S. often skips rigorous inspections, making quality unpredictable. In Japan, it's an entirely different world. The system is built like Swiss clockwork. Fisherman to collective cooperative, to government auction, to middle warehouser, to final warehouser, to restaurant. Each layer adds value, but also ensures near-perfect quality. And the climax of it all? The early morning tuna auctions at Toyosu Market, Tokyo. Fish are numbered, lined up on cold stone floors. Buyers inspect them like diamonds, slicing the tails, shining lights into the flesh, searching for the perfect marbling. Prices can swing by tens of thousands in just minutes. These auctions happen daily, but the first auction of the year is sacred. In Japanese culture, what happens at the start of the year sets the tone for everything to come. So restaurants bid outrageous sums, not just for fish, but for glory, reputation, luck. In 2019, sushi mogul Kiyoshi Kimura paid over $3 million for a 600-plus pound bluefin.
That's over $5,000 per pound.
More than 24K gold. And the craziest part? One tiny scar near the belly could drop a $400,000 fish to just $50,000. Because here, every millimeter of tuna is money. Dissecting luxury. Once the auction ends, a new ritual begins. In silence. In the kitchen, the million-dollar fish is sliced like a sacred relic. But not all tuna is created equal. The one you see in $2 cans at the grocery store? That's skipjack. Cheap, easy to catch, and found almost everywhere. A slightly fancier can with lighter colored meat? That's albacore, often labeled as white tuna. It's leaner, milder, and used in premium canned products. Or yellowfin and big eye, served in budget sushi joints. A whole fish, maybe $1,300. But then there's bluefin tuna. With marble-like fat and buttery texture, it's the king of sushi. A single fish can cost anywhere from $100,000 to over $3 million. And it's divided into 3 sacred cuts, each a chapter in a culinary symphony. Akami, the pure red. From the back of the fish, lean, deep, and refreshing. Perfect for tekadon or akamizuke simmered in soy, Edo style. Chutoro, the balanced middle, between back and belly. Mildly fatty, delicately rich yet firm. Ideal for chutoro nigiri or chutoro sashimi. And otoro, the creamy crown. From the lower belly, soft, fatty, and melts like warm butter. Served raw or slightly torched into aburi otoro, where the fat explodes with flavor. Or minced into toro tartare with caviar, eaten by the elite 1%. But eating bluefin isn't just about flavor. It's a ceremony. Japanese chefs believe great sushi must trigger 3 sensations. A soft, creamy melt across the tongue, a briny scent rising through the nose, and a deep umami blend of fish, rice, and seaweed. That's why one bite might cost hundreds of dollars. Not because it's expensive, but because nothing else in the world tastes like this. But here's the real question. Are we eating the last of a dying treasure? The true cost of luxury. People might pay $3 million for a single fish, but the true cost can't be measured in money. The Pacific bluefin tuna population has collapsed by 97%, driven by overfishing and an unstoppable demand. While many countries still struggle to regulate illegal fishing, Japan has built one of the strictest systems in the world. From annual catch quotas to transparent traceability from ocean to chopsticks. That's why one master sushi chef once made a controversial statement. If you eat Pacific bluefin tuna without knowing if it came from Japan, then that's really irresponsible. So why not just farm them? The answer is, it's incredibly difficult. Bluefin tuna are nothing like salmon. They require the open ocean to migrate and reproduce. Breeding them from eggs in captivity is almost impossible and extremely expensive. Most farmed tuna are actually wild juveniles caught young and fattened in pens. It's not a solution, it's a shortcut. And even if you do raise one, the taste is never the same. The meat lacks firmness, the fat lacks richness, and sometimes there's even a sardine-like aftertaste from the feed they're given every day. A single piece of sushi might cost hundreds of dollars. But if bluefin tuna goes extinct forever, how much would it take to buy that flavor back? So in the end, bluefin tuna isn't just a fish. It's a legacy crafted by millions of years of evolution. One piece of sushi lasts just a few seconds on the tongue, but behind it is a journey across oceans, across cultures, and across a price our planet is struggling to afford. Now the final question is yours. Have you ever tried real bluefin tuna? Do you think it's truly worth the price? Or is it all just hype? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if this video made you pause and think, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more extraordinary stories from Why So Expensive. Because sometimes the most expensive things in life aren't what we can buy, but what we're about to lose.